It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we're moments away from a statement game. It's the Bills and the Eagles, and it's coming up next.
The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the defending NFC champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Allen looking to throw it right at the outset. Finds his rookie tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll roll him out right. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's brought down. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Well, Charles, did it seem like to you that maybe they were a little worried about his running prowess there? Because everybody kind of froze when he got outside the pocket, and they were able to throw it for the first down.
Absolutely, and you work all week getting ready for a game, and you know that the potential is there for him to run it, but you better take care of those receivers downfield. They can hurt you first.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this.
Touchdown, Bills! Dawson Knox with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
In both locker rooms, the coaches talked about setting the tone early. Didn't matter whether you start on offense or defense. In this case, the team that had the ball first did exactly that. Took it right downfield and scored.
The Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And it's 7-0 Buffalo. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game, and eventually we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game. And you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big pickup of 38.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Buying time to his left. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket and wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. On for the extra point, Jake Elliot. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Now a throw here to his running back. He's got room to roam. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Bills will move the chains. Now Allen. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Fighting to stay upright. Flush to his right. Trying to improvise. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
So on 4th down, off goes Allen. On comes Tyler Bass for the Buffalo field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bass is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And this game, Charles, much talked about coming in. And you think there's a real chance this is a Super Bowl preview?
I do, because as things stand, and I'll give you a little bit of a caveat here, that maybe things will shake out a little bit if someone loses along the way. But here we are right now. These are your 2 current #1 seeds, and I think they're both good enough to make it to the big game.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for the secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit.
It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Eagles at 9-1 on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver Brown. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Dancing to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
Here's Hurts to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And a loose football.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Brown, the lone receiver, left.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Eagles.
Devonta Smith
with a second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Eagles have moved out in front.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Elliot on for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devonta Smith.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliot on to kick it away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And that is caught. It's Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Allen.
He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
On play action, Allen. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Play action. Now it's Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Not too many teams will use a 1st-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Gabriel Davis from 6 yards away.
And the Bills have retaken the lead.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis.
Tyler Bass, the kickoff for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Eluding the pressure right.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
And that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
2nd down. Here's Hurts.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun.
Touchdown! Dallas Goedert, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Elliot good with a PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. to the touchdown. Here's Elliot on to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Bills offense now for one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Throwing on first down is Allen. That's caught inside the 20. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And the Bills first down.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Allen. Flushed out right. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown.
Gabriel Davis
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Bills have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch.
The extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that gives them a 3-point lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Being chased out left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Miles Jack with a sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. The Eagles send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And taken right at the 35. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Gabe Davis of the Bills offense set to get back to work.
He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards.
Well, Josh Allen just might have the strongest arm in the NFL. And at 6'5", he can put his whole body into it too. And this, an absolutely gorgeous throw. Perfect.
Laying out is Davis, and he's got the football. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Gabriel Davis.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year.
And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts.
This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
What a game he's having. They've not been able to stop him or even slow him down. He's got 2 touchdowns already. That could have been a 3rd. He's got the secondary coach asking people for answers. Can you help me out? Because we are not slowing him down.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Swift. Forcing his way into the end zone. He was not to be denied. It's a touchdown. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Elliot now to have the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Gabe Davis in the offense getting the football back here.
He sort of just keeps chipping away at this defense. Hasn't had a spectacular game, but here in the third quarter that they've known all game long that he's there.
He's the type of guy that frustrates you if you're playing defense, because when you think you've taken away something or you think you've got him in check, he comes up with another catch, the chains move, or he finds a way to get it to the end zone. He's that guy that drives you crazy, and offenses love him.
He's hoping to drive him more crazy here coming up.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To the air, Allen. Keeps himself upright, escaping the pressure right. And Allen will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact at the end. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Able to get away. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brandon Graham just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, and run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He shakes him off. Staying on his feet. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage here on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be out right at the 35. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Hurts, eluding the pressure right. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Hurts finds the open target, Arnold. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Von Miller able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Flushed out right. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliot. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Gabe Davis of the Bills offense set to get back to work.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far.
Throwing, Allen. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Here's Allen. This taken in by Kincaid.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here's 2nd down and 3. To throw is Allen.
This is Harris on the draw. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And able to use the stiff arm to gain leverage initially, but not much room thereafter.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
Allen.
Oh, he stays up, escaping the pressure right.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
And meanwhile, Allen's throw taken in by Diggs.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
So all eyes now on Tyler Bass.
This from long, very long range. And that is no good. But a flag is down here, so hold on. Let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, but a flag is down here, so hold on. Let's see what this is about. Of course, the game can't end with a defensive penalty, so they'll get one more crack.
So now you get an untimed play, which should be the last one, unless it happens again and there's another defensive penalty.
So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. From the right hash, this for the win. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Eagles who will get the first chance to go down and find a winner as they'll get it here, and we are back underway.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown.
And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as they'll get this down to the 47-yard line.
That'll go as a pickup of 8. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
Sliding out of the pocket. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. And once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him.
2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied. Ball at the 8 here for second and a yard, maybe a touch less.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.
So it's the Eagles who get the win here, and the guy who really led the way was their quarterback, CD, and that's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he was definitely the X factor. He had 3 touchdown passes, ran for another, and really had this defense grasping for straws throughout much of this ball game.
So for Philadelphia, they get win number number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it's a loss that could wind up costing them a first-round bye as they dip to 9-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.